time for the lightning round.
Two employees of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office are in trouble because their relationship got a little too personal. This weekend could be a perfect one for the New England Patriots, and now football fans are perfectly happy because the game will be on free TV. And baby Jesus is back in the manger thanks to a GPS tracking device. Welcome, everybody, to the Lightning Round. Jack Gordon, a local prominent attorney, our guest. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Andy, Chip, always a pleasure.
We haven't had a guest the past few days, so the pressure's on to say something witty and clever.
Yeah, you ran out of everybody else.
All right. Well, a few years ago, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office instituted a policy that says employees that commit adultery will be disciplined. Well, now a radio operator and a Pinellas County Sheriff deputy had an affair, and they are both being disciplined for their act. As an attorney, I imagine you have some thoughts on this issue.
As a husband, I have some thoughts on this issue. You know, if you're married, you ought not to be committing adultery. The concern is the difference in treatment between individuals who are married and individuals who are unmarried. Apparently, there is no policy against unmarried employees getting together, and I think that's a legitimate concern.
And Jack probably knows the answer to this, but isn't still in the Florida statutes? Isn't adultery technically a crime punishable?
You know, I can't tell you because I don't know. It seems to me it is, but it's certainly not something that's prosecuted. Certainly from a divorce perspective, this is a no-fault state, and regardless of whether or not one spouse has committed adultery or not, it's not going to affect the divorce.
Well, when you look at the paperwork, and you see back in 2005, codes issued an order that prohibited married employees from having an affair with single employees. You need an order for that? I mean, honestly. you need your boss to tell you don't do that?
You ought to know better.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sure there's more to come on that. The NFL caves from pressure from Congress, of all places, to be able to put the New England Giants game on free TV. It had been on the NFL Network, and now they're going to put it on free TV, and they're going to simulcast the game, which they haven't done in a long time, so it's going to be in a number of places for people to see it. Chip, as a sports fan, I imagine you like this idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And actually, I was talking to Jack and Andy before that we cranked this thing up. But this, you know, the NFL Network, you know, usually I'm not in favor of Time Warner and Comcast, but really I am this time backing those two companies because you don't want to really see the NFL Network work. Because once they get it going and once they get up and rolling, they're going to do more of it and more of it and more of it, and then eventually that'll lead to pay-per-view.
Well, to some extent, this will be a free marketing opportunity for the NFL Network.
Right.
Now,
People get to sample their product.
Absolutely. Check it out. Say, hey, maybe I should subscribe as well. What I'm concerned about in this story is not so much the game itself. Hey, I'm glad that people who otherwise might not see the game are going to have an opportunity to see a historical game. My concern is, what are senators doing when they have more important obligations?
Yeah.
What are they doing getting involved in whether or not a football game is seen? Leahy and Specter, again, there are audible voices in society, and they are entrusted with the task of making our society a better place. I got to figure there's more important
things. Well, the steroids issue is over, so they can pick on another sporting event.
Same criticism there as well.
I understand, yeah. A baby Jesus is safe after being stolen from a manger in South Florida. How did they find baby Jesus? A GPS device was planted in the child, or the doll, I guess. What is that? Is that what you would call it? And they were able to track it down that way because they had problems with theft earlier. New technology used to protect something very old.
I'd like to find out, to interview this person, why did he? What is the purpose of that? And they never steal Mary or Joseph. They always steal the baby Jesus. What is
I think it's kids, and it's a prank, and it's an interesting way to be able to protect it because, you know, this thing, it always happens around Christmas time. It seems we're inevitably doing that kind of a story. So, you know.
Like the Barry Levinson's Diner, if you recall, Kevin Bacon went ahead and crawled into the manger to play baby Jesus. I don't think it was a GPS. I think it was DPS, Divine Providence System, that ultimately enabled us to track the baby down.
See, that's why we have our guests, for those witty comments. Well, we'll have to invite you back, okay? That's all the time we have for right now. Sports is coming your way next.